Welcome to your in-depth weekly horoscope for week commencing the 17th of October for the Sun or the Ascendant. I'm going to give you a broad overview of what to expect, but please stay with me. I will then dive deep to give you in forensic detail each of the 12 zodiac signs from Aries through till Pisces. Now, as this week begins, we still have that Libra season. The Sun, Mercury and Venus all in the sign of Libra, but Venus is the ruler of Libra, so this gives it a particular resonance. Now by Saturday, the Sun and Venus come into an exact conjunction, but it's right at the end of their stay in the sign of Libra, because on Sunday they move into Scorpio. So I need to tell you about that for each of the 12 signs, but also the ruler traditionally of the sign of Scorpio is Mars, and the Sun's forging a really energized link to Mars this week, which is brilliant if we're wanting to have enthusiastic conversations. The problem is that Mars continues to be compromised by the swirling mist that is Neptune, and that's in the 12th solar house. So the potential for gossip or misunderstandings is still quite high, but if we can get our facts straight and we have a real sense of wanting to work in some kind of cooperative, collaborative, collegiate way, the Sun's conjunction with Venus by the end of the week can really, on the face of it, point towards improvements around relationship matters. It's just that in the very heart of this week, there is also a square between the Sun and Pluto. And this is much more complex. It's exact on Wednesday, but it is there, getting tighter to that exact point for most of this week. And of course, Pluto is very much the planet of power. So any relationship matter may require, if it has not been quite going as each party wants, an intense discussion. If it's possible to use the more diplomatic energies of Venus and the more detached vibe of Mercury, which does continue a very bubbly opposition to Jupiter, if we can continue to do that and rise above the need to be very forceful in our approach, which comes from Pluto, then solutions can be found. But if that's not possible, I think that the move of the Sun and Venus into Scorpio, along with Saturn going direct on Sunday, could signal a separation in a tie that isn't working, or it can see something settle down in a much deeper and more productive and positive and committed way. So it's a bit of a make or break week for relationships in general for many of us, but how this plays out for your particular zodiac sign is what I will explain. Now, if you would like to ascend above this zodiac broadcast, year 2023 is racing up. If you want your personal forecast for that year, if you give me 3 pieces of personal data of time, date and place of birth, I can give you your 2023 personal forecast, but the rest of this year free. Plus, in my special package, your roadmap, your character analysis, which can help to guide your moves for the rest of your life. This will give you invaluable information to help you to understand some of life's repeating patterns for you, but also where you can seize opportunities. Please see the link below for more information. If you're new to my channel, I'd be honoured if you would subscribe. If you decide to do so, please click or tap on the bell notification symbol. If you're an ongoing viewer, thank you so much for your continuing views. So Aries, your week commencing the 17th of October forecast certainly gives you some choices. Your ruler Mars is pivotal. If you're letting the instinctive side of your nature really flow at the moment, it could be influencing you in terms of the connection between Neptune and your ruler, not necessarily in a totally positive way, because maybe by soaking up the energy around you, which is not entirely positive, we're living in a very challenging world, it could actually drain you. So one of the things I think you need to do this week is to think of how you can keep your state of being as pure as possible, because if you can do that with Mars forging that really energized link to the sun, that's going to see you make progress and have some really constructive conversations. However, you can't necessarily expect to get everything on your own terms, and that would be particularly so around business relationships. It may be that if there is an environment that you work in where it's very hierarchical, or it's very authoritative, or the actual atmosphere isn't particularly great, that too can drain your energy. What the opposition between Mercury and Jupiter can do is give you the enthusiasm to stay open-minded about looking out for the different types of opportunities that will work for you in a positive way. And I think by Saturday, you could get some feedback from someone that actually really lifts your spirits. If you're single, there could be a connection at this point that can turn out to be really seminal for your future. If in an ongoing relationship something can be gained by reaching a better accord of what each of you needs, as the Sun and Venus tip into Scorpio, it can be a time when things get very passionate. Also, with Saturn starting to go forwards, any limitations you felt around your future over the last 5 months can lessen somewhat. I think you're going to really get a greater sense of clarity by the end of November. However, in a more practical way, the Sun's combination with Venus can be very good for finances as this week draws to a close, but it could be somebody close to you or a business venture that provides some kind of uplift and good news.